support of Britishers. Wadia travel forces.
Historians and esteemed members of the memorable evening dedicated to honoring India's rich culture, tapestry, architectural genius and archaeological heritage. This evening we gather a landmark occasion, the release of the volume Glimpses of Art and Archaeology of India, a felicitatory volume to the extraordinary life and work of Padma Shri. Now I invite all the dignitaries to come on the dais. Please take a seat. Sir. Dr.B. Padma Shri K.K. Mohammed, our guest of honor, Shri Devaraju A. K.S., Dr. K. Reddy, Dr. Sujay Nayan, and our editor, Dr. Geeta U. Badikilaya, to this memorable evening. On behalf of the organizing team, it is my absolute privilege to welcome you all. To begin our proceedings on an auspicious note and invoke the of this gathering, I now invite Kirti Raju to present the invocation. Light symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and the awakening of truth. Values that are at the very core of historical and archaeological discovery. May I now respectfully request our guest, Her Highness Dr. Pramoda Devi Vadia, Shri K.K. Mohammed, Devaraju A., Dr. Geeta Badikilaya, and Dr. Sujan Nayan and Dr. K. Muniratnam Reddy to light the lamp. Unveiling of the volume of Art and Archaeology of India and South Asia, co-edited by Dr. Geeta U. Badikilaya and Shri O.P. Pandey. This volume brings together valuable scholarly contributions that shed light on artistic and structural heritage of our continent. May Her Highness Dr. Pramoda Devi Vadia, alongside our dignitaries, to officially release the book. Dignitaries, we are profoundly honored by the presence of a chief guest, Her Highness Srimati Dr. Pramoda Devi Vadiyar. In the grand tradition of remarkable women of Vadiyar dynasty, Her Highness had played a pivotal role in upholding the traditions and culture of the erstwhile Mysore kingdom. As the successor and legal heir of His Highness Srikandatta Narasimharaju Vadiyar, took upon herself to preserve and protect the architectural, cultural and historical heritage of the dynasty. Her Highness is a multifaceted personality with keen interests spanning heritage preservation, cultural promotion, philanthropy and education. To Srimati Puttaratnamani and Chikkaramani Venugopala Raj Aras of Bettadakote family, the illustrious lineage to which great Queen Mahamatri Shri Lakshmamani Avaru, wife of Maharaja Immadi Krishnaraj Vadiyaru, belonged. The steadfast pillar of heritage preservation, Her Highness has dedicated her efforts towards safeguarding the cultural and architectural legacy of Mysore royal family. As the chairperson of the Sri Jayachamarajendra Art Gallery Trust, her vision spearheaded the restoration of the historic Jagan Mohana Palace. Her commitment extends to public welfare through extensive charitable initiatives in education, healthcare, and sustainable design through Sri Jayachamaraja Arasu Education Trust, His Highness Sri Srikandatta Narasimharaju Vadiyar Foundation, and Gunamba Maternity and Child Welfare Trust. In tandem with these, Her Highness is an astute corporate administrator. Her passion for design and traditional handlooms led to a highly successful creative collaboration with her late husband under the celebrated brand Royal House of Mysore. Your Highness, we humbly request you to address the gathering.
Good evening to you all. Distinguished dignitaries on the dais, invitees, ladies and gentlemen, and art lovers. I'm pleased to participate in this event of releasing the book Glimpses of Art and Archaeology of India and Southeast Asia in Mysore for the first time. I think this book is being released elsewhere, but it's happening here for the first time in Mysore. I'm immensely happy that this event is happening in this venue, which is also a heritage Sabhangana. The function is organized by Destination Heritage, an initiative founded by Dr. Geeta, UB, 10 years ago. The focus of this initiative is to create awareness in youth to be proud of their heritage and culture and unique customs. Dr. Geeta has organized several lectures, talks, besides conducting workshops and traditional crafts, local folklore culture and traditional art practices. This book is edited also by Dr. Geeta and published as a felicitation volume. Dr. K.K. Muhammad is a renowned Indian archaeologist and former regional director for North and the Archaeological Survey of India. He was awarded Padma Shri in 2019 in recognition of his scientific integrity. He was one of the key members involved in excavation of Babri Masjid site, who identified pillars bearing Hindu symbols buried under the ground on which the Babri Masjid was built. He has led the restoration works of 1200 years old Bhakteshwar temple complex in Madhya Pradesh and many sites and Mughal sites. He has carried out major conservation of many monuments of historical importance. I have the pleasure of meeting him for the first time here in Mysore today and extend a warm welcome to him to Mysore. I'm sure you all are as eager. I'm sure all of you are as eager as I am to listen to his insightful talk about the book. I extend my best wishes to all of you and sit back and enjoy the evening. By all the eminent specialist archaeologists present on the dais, I'm equally looking forward to all of you, and I'm sure we will have an enjoyable evening. Thank you all.
Srimati Geeta Lakshman and Yogita Raju forward to formally felicitate Her Highness. It is my pleasure to introduce Sri Devaraju A, KAS Officer, Commissioner for the Department of Archaeology, Museums and Heritage, Mysore, a KAS Officer of 2006 batch. She also serves as Dean of the Chamarajendra Government College of Visual Arts, with background across public administration, land revenue and academic fields to address the audience.
Her Highness Pramoda Devi Odiya. Today's star attraction, Padma Shri, Shri K.K. Mohammed. Ms. Geeta, Founder Trustee of Distinction Heritage and also the editor of Glimpses of Art and Archaeology of India and South Asia, the book got released today. Today's August gathering, patrons and lovers of art and architecture, and media persons. In fact, when I was invited for this function, Geeta ma'am asked me to be a guest of honor for this function. I said, I don't know, Mr. Muhammad. I said, I'll share you all the details, sir. Kindly be the guest of honor for this today's function. It's, of course, indeed my pleasure to share the dais with Her Highness. When I got the information about Mr. K.K. Mohammed, after going through the notes you have sent about him, it's really astonishing how a single person can do so much of work, so much of major works. Just I've gone through the brief notes for the benefit of this August gathering. I would like to share the works he has done. Of course, his fellow colleagues are also here, they will also share. But I like to share, though I am an administrator, though I am not an archaeologist, but the efforts, the amount of work he has done during his service as a public servant, and also he continues to do the same thing even after his retirement. So before that, about the book, I was told that this volume is a thought-provoking, well-researched and fascinating assemblage of 33 essays, of which 9 are on the themes of archaeology, 17 are on the art and architecture, 4 on culture and 3 on Buddhism, and also there are 7 essays from South Asian scholars. That's about the book. When we talk about Mr. Muhammad, Padma Shri K.K. Mohammed served the central government in the Department of Archaeology, Survey of India from 1988 to 2012. In 2019, he was awarded Padma Shri for his lifelong contribution to the field of archaeology by the President of India. Interreligious discussions in Aligarh, where Emperor Akbar promulgated the composite religion known as Deen-e-Ilahi, an Indian writer and a wazir of the Mughal Emperor. See, he has identified that Ibadat Khana, the excavation of Christian chapel built by Akbar, built by King Ajatashatru in Indore, probably built by King Harsha in Chhattisgarh. President Barack Obama, for his excellent interpretation of Delhi monuments and tent schools he opened up for kids of migrant laborers, revolution for protection of monuments and conservation of monuments with a coordinated between 1976 to 77 under leadership of Professor B.V. Lal. Apart from Padma Shri, he also received many international and national awards, has created awareness among rural people to preserve and conserve the piece of history.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your valuable thoughts. I request Dr. Geeta to kindly felicitate Sri Devaraju KAS on behalf of every country. Dr. K. Muniratnam Reddy is a prominent Indian epigraphist and a scholar, serving as Director of Epigraphy, Sanskrit and Dravidian Inscriptions at the Archaeological Survey of India, headquartered at Puratattva Bhavan in Mysore. A native of Tirupati, Andhra Pradesh.
This is my privilege to be part of the great event, releasing of the book. Before going to the K.K. Muhammad sir achievements, so the epigraphy branch of Archaeological Survey of India was established in the year 1886. Here it is a fortunate, my Guru Dr. M.D. Sampath and my next Guru Dr. K.M. Badri sir and my boss T.S. Ravishankar is sitting here. It is a great opportunity to speak a few words about my Gurus as well as the Highness. Very minute things also. For example, in 2011 and 12, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam having tons of gold and silver coins. So I learned from Dr. Badri sir to bring more and more publications to the public. Then only they know that what is the history and what is the cultural heritage what we have. Even the DTD, I approached Sri L.V. Subramaniam, former Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh. Sir, I come to know that there are tons of gold coins. We want to bring a books. So he said, okay Muni, yes, go ahead. Because just now told that I am a Tirupati fellow. I have a lot of blessings of Lord Venkateshwara. Whatever I request, then immediately he will say, yes, go ahead. My Radha Krishna and gold coins of Srivari Undi. Silver and copper coins of Srivari Undi, volume 2. In that book also actually, almost all 12 dynasties are covered. The most of the silver and copper coins are from the Mysore Warriors. So these two my seniors, even when I am doing my proof correction work also, I used to tell, refer so many times my Guru Dr. K.M. Badri. So he don't know Telugu, he don't know Tamil, but he will ask people, one extant page is Tamil, one extant page is Telugu. So he have a small piece of paper, Dr. Badri is sitting here only, small of piece of paper. He will ask Muni, read. So then he will get the point. We may write something more elaborately. Garbi, Reddy Garu, you have to come and attend. I say, ma'am, this is my great privilege. So I will see that the 25th, 110% I will not be in any forest, I will be in the Mysore. Today,
Dr. Geeta to felicitate Dr. K. With over 3 decades of field and academic leadership, as Superintendent Archaeologist of ASI Bangalore Circle, he has directed 20 plus major national excavations, including landmark projects at New Rajgir, Ayodhya and Dholavira. His pioneering works at Mizoram stands as the largest archaeological project in the northeast India, uncovering significant megalithic structures. A published author and former executive director of the British Development Society.
Respected Highness, Padma Shri Dr. K.K. Muhammad sir, Shri Subbaraman Padma sir, 2 more senior Guru colleague, Shri T. Ravishankar, retired director, and Shri N.C. Prakash, who worked in Ayodhya together. A very good evening to all distinguished guests, eminent scholars. August gathering on the occasion of release of book, a felicitation volume dedicated to one of the India's most eminent archaeologists, Padma Shri, Shri K.K. Muhammad. Today's event is much more than the release of a scholarly publication. It is a celebration of a remarkable career devoted to uncovering India's past. Reservation or installation, you can say, that is potential. The escape inside the temple, contributors and organizers for producing this significant publication. I also extend our warmest felicitation to Padma Shri K.K. Mohammed sir for his extraordinary contributions, and all the time I have been blessed by him. As
to felicitate Dr. Sujay. Break of 15 minutes. We'll have some snacks and come back sharply at 7:15.
Or Mamalapuram, Kona, that our rich heritage has come to light because of.
We now come to the focal segment of our evening, the keynote address by our distinguished guest and Honorary Padma Shri K.K. Mohammed sir, a legendary regional director of Archaeological Survey of India. Shri K.K. Mohammed is revered across the nation as a man of temples. Over a remarkable career, he successfully restored over 120 historic monuments, most famously the magnificent Bateshwar temple complex in the Chambal region, from major excavations of Fatehpur Sikri, Rajgir and Kesaria to advocating public archaeology. His courage and devotion have rescued irreplaceable chapters of India's past. K.K. Mohammed was a key figure in bringing the archaeological evidence of Ram Mandir to light. As a part of ASI team that excavated the Babri Masjid site in 1976, he confirmed the presence of the pre-existing temple based on pillar bases and artifacts of Hindus. In 2019, Shri K.K. Mohammed was honored with the Padma Shri, the highest fourth civilian award in India, for his lifelong contribution to the field of archaeology. In addition to Padma Shri, Shri Mohammed has received 3 international, 5 national, 1 state and 3 public awards. Sir, the floor is yours.
Our chief guest of the day, Her Highness Srimati Dr.B. Sri Devaraj, the Commissioner of State Archaeology, Karnataka. My friend, Dr. Maniratnam, the Director of Epigraphy, but at the same time he is a conservator also. We have Dr. Sujit Nayan, the Superintending Archaeologist, Dr. Geeta, who has meticulously edited the volume. There is one more editor, co-editor, Dr. O.P. Pandeji in his absentia. And then I have a galaxy of people in front of me. I don't know whose name to take and whose name not to take. And we have Subbaraman, a man who worked internationally at Bamiyan and also at Angkor Wat. We have K.M. Ladri Sahab, former Chief Epigraphy, Director of Epigraphy. We have Ravishankarji, who worked not only in epigraphy but also in Ayodhya excavations. We have at the same time, we have N.C. Pragashji, we have Chandra Pandeji, and also we have one more very particular person, that is Ramchandrayaji, who has beautified almost all the monuments right from Taj Mahal. And I have some excellent friends who have come all the way from Bangalore. Dr. Janardhan is there. And there are many more people. I don't know whose name to take and not to take. Her Highness has highlighted this light of the lamp. Dispel the darkness. Deep Jyoti, Param Jyoti. Deep Jyoti Janardhana. Deepo Hartu Me Pa. Deep Jyoti Namostu. It is indeed a pleasant, personal pleasure and privilege for me to be here in Mysore and to be here in Mysore Palace itself in the distinguished presence of Our Highness on the occasion of the Mysore Palace, of course, for me, it is reminiscent of a very rich and colorful history and an eloquent reminder of the poem, panoply and pageantry of the Bygone era. You have a conjunction of almost all the architectural traditions, right from Rajput, Indian, Rajput, Mughal, and then of course European architecture. All of them have come into one single harmonious whole to make it a wonderful architectural piece. I am really elevated that this book has been, secondly, so for the second time it has been released by Her Highness in this majestic hall. Because I could not have asked more for God, to God to grant me more than this one. I am from the nearby state, that is Kerala, and I belong to Calicut city. And Calicut city, there was formerly a bus connecting Calicut and Mysore. And during my younger days, it was a dream for most of us to come to Mysore, see the palace area, and especially during those Dasara holidays. When the whole area was illuminated, that was a wonderful scene. It was a spectacle at that time. Even now I think it is a spectacle. Of course, I could not come during my school days, but during my college days I came here and saw it, and I made many more visits to this place. But when I was coming, in all those times I was coming as a visitor. But this time I have come as one of the invitees, and that too for the releasing of my own felicitation volume. And that too by the hand of Her Highness. That itself enhances the whole thing. Of course, I worked in the Archaeological Survey of India as an archaeologist. Had to speak some of the unpleasant things also sometimes. And that was about Ayodhya issue. Because Ayodhya issue was for the last 500 years. This has been creating a lot of problem in India. I was one of the excavation members under Professor B.B. Lal. It was Professor B.B. Lal who was leading the excavation. I was one of the excavation members. At that time, so when I wanted to go inside the temple, inside the mosque, at that time, he stopped me. So I just reasoned with him. I said that we are not part of any kind of litigation. We are archaeologists. We have come to see and excavate the place. If you allow us to go inside, we will go inside. So he allowed us to go inside. When I went inside, the mosque was standing on 12 temple pillars. It was fully temple pillars. On many of these pillars, there were the sculptures of gods and goddesses. And apart from that, this Purna Kalasha is a symbol of prosperity in Hinduism. Purnamadam, Purnadinam, Purnartha, Purnamudachyate. That was also engraved on that one. Temple bells were also engraved on that one. But that was a different period. We didn't want to make it an issue. But in 1990, it became an issue because this one, Advaniji had started his Rath Yatra. It became an issue. It came into the focus. These communist historians of Aligarh Muslim University and also the Jawaharlal Nehru University, they came with a press statement that Professor B.B. Lal had excavated the site, but he did not get anything to support that it was. None of them were archaeologists. None of them had visited the site before the excavation, nor during the excavation, nor after the excavation, but they had a lot of connections. And they went to gave a wrong statement. A false statement, I should say. So, Professor B.B. Lal came out, and he, for the first time against his nature, he came out and he said, no, we have excavated and we have got a number of things. Stating that, there were a number of things that was associated with the temples. I was a deputy superintending archaeologist. So I gave a press statement on 15th of December in this 1990, stating what this JNU historians had stated that is totally false. I was the only Muslim archaeologist who had participated in that excavation. Not only we have got many temple pillars, but also the bases of those temples also, and also a number of sculptures associated with Hinduism. And then I said, these are the historical facts. That is on the one side. On the other side, this Ayodhya, this is as important for Hindu community as Makkah and Medina are for Muslims. For Muslims, it is similarly a temple, a mosque. They could have this mosque anywhere else. It could be transplanted also. I have myself transplanted 2 temples. It could be transplanted to some other non-controversial place. So hence I said, Muslims should willingly hand it over to Hindu community for constructing a magnificent temples. I was a government servant. It was against the service rule. As a government servant, you cannot issue that kind of statement to a press also. It was against it. And the ministry at that time, the government at that time, it was not a BJP government, and there was no hope that BJP would ever come into power to take action against it, because they had that kind of connections also. So at that time, R.C. Tripathi was the Secretary Culture. He told me, because he had come for a Silk Road seminar, he told me, how did you make issue such a statement? You are a government servant, when you should have taken the permission. I'm going to suspend you right now. That is what he said. So I said, sir, my intention was not wrong. I wanted to make this statement because I was the only Muslim who had participated in the excavation. And whatever action you want, you can take me, but I have very good intention. It was with that intention I had done it, and then I quoted Loga Samgrahame Vapi. Samvarshin Kartumargasi. Whatever you do it for the betterment of the world. So he said, he was further angry, and then he said, I am a Brahmin from Allahabad. Now you are teaching me Sanskrit. You are teaching me Bhagavad Gita. I am going to suspend you right now. So I said, sir, I had done my duty. Whatever action you want, you can take it. And then I again quoted another Sanskrit verse, Sodarme Nidanam Shreya. I have done my duty, and even death is also welcome for that. And he was blown over his feet. And he said, well, Mr. Mohammed, you have done the right thing. This should have been said by an archaeologist. You are an archaeologist. This should have been said by a Muslim archaeologist, and you are a Muslim archaeologist. But then he said, I am under instruction to take action against you. So by that time, because it was in Madras, many of the university professors, Professor Ram and Professor Ramsandriya, many of the people, they came and they went to him, and then they pleaded. So at last they said that he would not be suspended, but he would be transferred, because an action has to be taken against him because he has gone against the service rule. So I was transferred from Madras to another place, that was Goa. So these are certain unpleasant things. You are an archaeologist and you have to speak. And in the case of even now, not only in the case of Ram Mandir, I have worked in all of those areas, Gyarvapi and Krishna Janambhoomi. This one, literary references are there, and you just go to Gyarvapi. You can see, because many temples have been destroyed, and it is out of that spoils it has been constructed this way. So I say that these 3 important places, these are as important for Hindu community as Makkah and Medina are for Muslim. And for Muslim, it is simply a mosque. Simply a mosque, nothing more than that. It is neither associated with Prophet Muhammad. Had been associated with Prophet Muhammad, I too would have stood along with him. It is not associated with many of the awliyas of Islam. They are the second most important people. I too would have stood along with them. But it is neither associated with them, it is just associated with Baba or with Aurangzeb. So in India, there are certain problems. In those problems, we have to speak openly, and especially archaeologists will have to speak openly. Of course, it is against the service rule, but sometimes we'll have to violate those rules also. And this is one thing, but at the same time, Hindu community also has a responsibility now, because they are also going overboard. Extremism has taken over in Hinduism also now. But in Hinduism, of course, extremism is not part of it. It is, of course, as a reaction to Muslim extremism. Now, if you are more than this one, there are many more other monuments. There are many more other temples that have been converted into mosques. So we should not go behind all those things. It is not, only these three important places should be handed over. But we should not go looking for a Shivlinga or for something else of other things. Behind every monument, because if we are going to do that one, that will create a lot of problems for the country. We have to take it as a country. It is a country, and we are the honorable citizens of this country. As honorable citizens of the country, we have certain responsibilities, and we have to redeem those responsibilities also. So you should not be either with the extreme Muslim groups, extreme Muslims group, nor with extreme Hindu groups. So that is one side. The Pansapali Bazaar is there. Everything is completely fallen down. If you are able to reconstruct those things, that Hampi Bazaar, that would look, the site would look more than that of Rom. One is Devraj Bazaar, it is your name, I think. So the two bazaars are there. Yes, markets are there. Yes. Because you don't find this kind of markets in many of these areas. And these are really important places. And had it been either in England or in Rome or in Turkey or in some of this one, because I have seen some of these bazaars functioning in Turkey also. And Khan al-Khalil, the great market, is there in Egypt, is doing fantastic business. So in that way, we'll have to conserve it, preserve it, and we'll have to pressurize the government also for conserving this monument, because these are valuable assets. And monument is not a liability for you. In India, it might be a liability, but a monument is not a liability for you. It is, if you know the marketing strategy, you can win money out of it. And if that is 90%, because it is because of the cultural tourism, it is functioning, not because of any other tourism. So we have to understand the importance of it. So these are the issues we are facing. Now, as far as this volume is concerned, I am really thankful to. She is a person who is active, alert, vigorous, courageous, industrious, all very dynamic. It was only because of her meticulous editing this was possible, otherwise it would not have been possible. And there was another person, that is Dr. O.P. Pandey, because it was
Indian archaeological chemist and Padma Shri awardee, known for conserving major historical monuments. This evening, I invite Dr. Geeta Padikilaya to deliver the vote of thanks.
Mysore, especially.
I love this part of the program as it gives me the opportunity to openly thank behind the scenes Samaritans, but for whose inputs this event would not have come about so successful.
And then he is also writing a book on Mysore, which is going to be published by our foundation. And I met him accidentally in a book release function. That was about 6-7 years ago. From that time, he's been a constant, I don't know who's encouraging who, but then he's a dedicated boy. I think he needs all of your support and appreciation. Thanks. And I would request Kirti and Raju to please come over.
Shri